G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Thursday, the 13th of September. So today was FOMC announcement. It's one of the 8 announcements a year. It's the most major announcement in this market, all to do with American interest rates, and it's quite often a day that it's quite difficult to trade. Today is just a real typical FOMC day, and you'll see in a second, just leading up to the announcement, which is normally somewhere in the middle of the day, lunch or a bit after. The market goes really quiet as traders don't want to be a part of the action, knowing that there's going to be some very volatile action. So, I mean, they see it as there's no use as really getting in. Many traders actually have a bit of a rostered RDO or something like that too. I think it's a good day to sit and watch it and learn from and just know what sort of happens. But apart from that, once you've seen it a few times, it may be an opportunity to have an RDA like a lot of traders do. But yeah, so quiet action leading up to the announcement, and then when the announcement comes up, real erratic movement. Exactly what happened today. You can see very much we've headed up. We're just continue to break through and make higher highs. These markets are really pushing up and getting very extended now. They're just at highs that they haven't been for many years. So this market's definitely well and truly on the upside. So here's the price action. I'm just going to look at the 5-minute chart. There's no use really breaking down and having a closer look at what's happening, because up until the announcement, which at this particular today was 12:30, it can quite often change. Actually, today FOMC also coincided with a rollover of contracts too, where we moved from a new 3-month contract to from the old one to the new one. So that quite often can throw a bit of a cat amongst the pigeons as well. So a combination of the two together just meant it's a bizarre day. I think people just want to really step away and say, well, today's going to be a bit unpredictable. Let's leave it alone. So very sideways period. You can see here's the announcement. Just it's really rocketed on the upside. But, that looks fairly consistent on the upside there. But I'll bring up the 1-minute chart. I mean, when the announcement comes out, you can see that's it there. So even though in hindsight it's kind of like, oh, there's a great opportunity to profit from the upside there. I mean, it wasn't the case. It flew up, flew down. You could have been anywhere, stopped out, many times before finding some sort of movement, and it's just erratic, crazy behaviour on any sort of decent contracts. It's going to be a very difficult area to trade, so one to be very careful of. So we'll leave it at that. There's not a lot to sort of break down, more just sort of a review of what happens on FOMC days. But as a result of this action, even though we're up the top of the daily charts, we should get a continuation of action. So we should get some movement and some volume. But of course, with now this erratic behaviour, hopefully that's sort of done, and we can just get some good movement and some trading opportunities leading into Friday, even though it's the last day of the week. Okay, it's back on Friday.